With it being the international break, we were out of action last week, but we're back with another episode of In the City, and we're looking ahead to a busy Easter period starting on Saturday when the Bluebirds take on Reading. So first up, let's hear from Russell Slade and his views on taking on the FA Cup semi-finalist and going head-to-head with Steve Clarke.
They've still got their semi-final to look forward to, so Steve's done a great job in getting them to that stage of the competition. They will feel that they are a little bit inconsistent as well. I think Steve came in and they won a few games and then they went on a run where that they found it difficult to get victory, but I think they've won 2, drawn 2, lost 2, so they'll be looking for some consistency. That they are a strong side at home. They do throw bodies forward, so they're capable of scoring goals. But we're resilient on the road now. We've shown that over recent games. We're very difficult to beat, and at the same time, always feel we've got players in the side that are capable of getting a goal. So I think it'll be a tight game, but I do think there'll be goals, and hopefully we can keep our run going away from home.
With Reading and Bolton in close succession over Easter, does the gaffer feel his side can continue their steady form on the road and build upon the home victory against Birmingham?
We got that win at home, which we, against Birmingham, we needed that, and hopefully that'll kick start us again at home, because we want to be winning in front of our fans at home, because it makes it a good place, and we want to send our fans home happy after a win, and we've got games that we feel we can get points in.
With Kenwyne Jones following Matthew Connolly in leaving the club on loan, Russell addressed the reasoning behind both moves.
They were both decisions based financially, really. I think if we're in the top 6 or top 8 and we were challenging, or the bottom 6, I think it would be a different story, but the fact that we're in mid-table meant that if we could get some resources in before the end of the season, that might well help us going forward. And the 2 deals that we've achieved with those 2 players that have gone to clubs that are fighting for something at the end of the season make financial sense, that's for sure. You've got to look at the positive side as well, because it means somebody else has got to come into the team and gives them an opportunity perhaps that they've not had so far this season.
And the manager continued to touch upon the summer transfer plans.
The parameters will be greater than perhaps they were in January. There's still a little bit more work to be done, but of course we are looking, and we have got our targets, and the owner's aware of that, the chief exec Ken Shue's aware of that, so we are working on bringing players in, and they will, 1 or 2 of those will cost us a little bit of money.
With the international break, let's see what the rest of the club has been up to for the past 2 weeks. With the build and work of the House of Sport 3 about to commence, we spoke to Business Development Manager Joe Borley about Phase 3 and the exciting opportunities that are yet to come, with tennis being at the heart of the new development.
So House Sport 1 and 2 is an already successful business model. We're going to obviously expand this into House of Sport 3. We're looking to develop and help grow tennis and roller derby, inline skating, wheelchair sports in particular, power chairs we're looking to cater for. You won't find many facilities around the city that will be able to cater for that. Fingers crossed September this year. We're looking to put a spade in the ground this month, and we've got 6 months of development work to get underway.
And speaking of the House of Sport, 7 teams from our Premier League kick sites took part in the Easter Kicks tournament this week. Kenwyne were the winners this time around, winning tickets for a home game against Bolton on Monday afternoon. Hannah, Jensen and Jack visited the Vale training ground, where they watched the training session and had lunch with the players after being the lucky winners of the Capital One Training Ground Experience competition. Craig Noone was invited to join the likes of Suarez and Torres at Anfield on the weekend to take part in the Liverpool All-Star charity match, where Steven Gerrard and Jamie Carragher captained the 2 star-studded lineups. Our Cardiff City women's team got a 4-0 victory over Wales Ladies on Sunday afternoon at Leckwith. They're next in action on Easter Sunday as they take on Newcastle Emlyn at home, 2 PM kickoff. And finally, soccer schools kicked off this week, and although the first week is over, you can still book your child onto the Cardiff City Easter experience taking place from the 7th to the 10th of April at the Cardiff City House of Sport. Contact Dean Pimble at dean.pimble@cardiffcityfc.org.uk or book online at www.cardiffcityfcfoundation.org.uk.
We also caught up with Eoin Doyle this week, who scored his first goal for the Bluebirds at our last home fixture against Birmingham City, and he discussed the benefits of returning to the game after the international break.
Obviously there was a lot of games in a short period of time, and them breaks are always welcomed in the sense it gives you the legs rest up, I suppose, and obviously the schedule is even busier now in the next couple of weeks, so it came at a good time for us.
Went into the break, of course, on the back of the Birmingham game where you got off the mark with your first goal for Cardiff City. Were you happy with that game?
Yeah, delighted obviously to come on and get the goal and win the penalty. It was nice, and to get the 3 points as well at home. I think it was a while since we won at home, so yeah, it was nice.
Owen still remains the season's top goal scorer in League One, but did he have any doubts in also being prolific in the Championship?
No, I was always confident in myself. I expected to score a bit earlier maybe than I had of, but it's always a relief once you get the first one out of the way, and hopefully I can pip a few more before the end of the season.
What is the expectations now with the final run in with all these Easter games to kick it off?
It's obviously just to get as many points on the board as we can and get up the table as high as we can, because obviously when we start next season the momentum kicks in from the end of last season, so it's I think that's important for us.
It's the turn of Steve Clarke's Reading to welcome Cardiff City into their home on Saturday, with the Berkshire outfit looking for just their second win in the last 6 league matches and just a third in the Majesty Stadium for the whole of 2015 so far. Despite indifferent form to the tune of just 2 wins in their last 8 in all competitions, the Royals are gearing up for an FA Cup semi-final meeting with Arsenal later this month, the club's first appearance at that stage of the competition since a 1927 semi-final defeat to Cardiff City. In terms of league placings, Reading find themselves down in 19th place in the Sky Bet Championship table, yet crucially they now have themselves a 9-point gap over the relegation zone and also have an extra game to play due to their cup exploits. From an individual standpoint, the club's scoring chart is led by Simon Cox, although Glenn Murray, long since departed back to parent club Crystal Palace, did also manage to match his tally of 8 in the short loan stint he had earlier in the season. Jordan Obita has arguably been the standout so far, having contributed 6 assists from left back in a season which, due to their extended cup involvement, has seen him amass nearly 4,000 minutes of play in all competitions, a figure only topped by Derby duo Craig Forsyth and Richard Keogh in terms of outfield players in the Championship. Head-to-head, Cardiff are actually undefeated in their last 5 visits to Reading, including 2 wins. One the 2-1 victory last time out, with goals from Peter Whittingham and Mark Hudson, and Chris Burke netting the only goal in a 1-0 win, which also saw Stephen McPhail dismissed back in September 2009. And Saturday's match could also provide debut opportunities for 2 recent arrivals, with Nathan Aki and Kwesi Appiah having arrived from Chelsea and Crystal Palace respectively on the last day of the emergency loan window.
This week, the lucky winners of the Capital One Training Ground Experience competition came along to the Vale Pavilion for a day with the players. One of the young winners, Jensen, sat down with Noone for an exclusive one-on-one chat.
Craig, last weekend you played with your hero Stevie G in an all-star match. If you could play with any 3 players, who would they be?
Messi. Yeah, like him. Cristiano Ronaldo, and it'd have to be Stevie G as well. So them 3.
I watched a training session today. It looked like hard work. What's your favourite way to keep you fit and healthy?
Yeah, it was a good session today. It was quite tough. I think I enjoy boxing training and keeping myself busy in the gym, and that helps your fitness, so that training's a little bit easier than it is outside.
It's Easter Sunday this weekend and I can't wait to eat my Easter eggs. What's your favourite chocolate bar?
I don't know, what's yours? I'll ask you first. What's your favourite one?
Cadbury's Buttons.
Cadbury's Buttons. And mine is cream egg or mini eggs. Do you like them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Are you a good cook? What's your favourite dish?
Who asked you to ask this question, because they know I can't cook? I'm not a good cook now, but my favourite dish is chicken pasta and tomato. What's your favourite? What's your favourite food?
Gammon, chips and egg.
Nice, very good.
What's your best footballing memory?
I think scoring against Man City to get my first Premier League goal was a good one, but I think promotion with Cardiff and going into the Premier League was also the biggest one. Well, nice to meet you, Jensen. Okay.